When he got to the room, he knew the gunman was firing. He fired on him, hit him once in the leg. It is unclear if that security guard was armed at the time, but it's also unclear if that might have been the precise moment where Stephen Paddock killed himself, because the police officers arrived about 10 minutes after the shooting all began, and when they arrived, they said the shooting suddenly stopped. After the security guard got there, the SWAT team arrived.
What? Did he just say 10 minutes after the shooting began? I thought it was 30 minutes long.
Because the police officers arrived about 10 minutes after the shooting all began, and when they arrived...
Because the security guard shot him in the leg.
Stephen Paddock killed himself because the police officers arrived about 10 minutes after the shooting all began.
10 minutes or 30 minutes?
They said the shooting suddenly stopped.
What?
After the security guard got there, the SWAT team arrived, and they waited 1 hour to go in that room because at that point it was no longer an active shooter situation. It was a standoff. They waited an hour, they went inside the room, and that's when they found 64-year-old Stephen Paddock had put a gun in his mouth and pulled the trigger.
I don't...
Martha.
These times ain't adding up.
Reporting from Las Vegas tonight, here with more. If he was armed or not, but
they weren't sure if the security guard was armed, but he shot the dude in the leg. What?
Intervention, his going to the room, may well have done two things. First off, give the police an exact location to go after. That's critically important in this case. And secondly, he may well have been the trigger that allowed for the gunman, for this guy to essentially take the coward's way out and commit suicide, which again may have well saved lives. So this is all good news. My concern still is following up when we talk.
My concern is this guy had 20-something firearms in his room, right? Security guard shoots him in the leg, and the guy does not shoot the security guard back? What? Are you serious? Does this make sense to anybody?
Talked about last night, Martha, regarding the very thing that Trace just talked about, the video equipment. My sources tell